Oh man, this poor guy. I think these are 2 friends or 3 friends, and our 2 friends and some stranger have built this base. I don't believe they have any major structures unlocked because they don't have any of the real big, structures. So, 2 guys come over.
Wiped out. Esamir is ours.
Yeah, whoopee. Okay, so 2 guys came over. They're like, I don't know what level. They're pretty high level. They've got to be 70 plus, and they come over and start pretty much trying to take these guys out. It was funny because I came over, I was trying to do a video, and I noticed that they were in the towers. The guys were in the towers and couldn't get out, and the guys were actively destroying the hive. So in effect, the guys who built the base were treed, kind of stuck up in their towers. If they came out, they were going to get shot. Plus, I think that one of them put some claymores by the tower, so if you came out of it, you were going to get blown up. So anyway, long story short, I went over there and took them out. I'll post the video. It's kind of fun. I like to do that. That's my faction. Those are my allies. I don't know them. Maybe they're complete jerks in the real world. But, while I'm in game, I try to play supportive. And I just like that. I could tell they were stuck and coming over there. It's the fun thing about this game is you can go in and you just get in some major combat. Or you can kind of just go help people that are off in the middle of nowhere, do whatever the heck they're doing. And that's really the kind of the freedom that this has over Battlefield. So anyway, that said, I'll post that video after this, I think, of me screwing with those guys. It was pretty fun. It was short. It won't be anything epic to get upvoted, but anyway, it's a side story to this story, I guess. So anyway, I'm here. I'm at my waypoint, and we're going to do a complicated base build. This is actually, it's not going to give you a build, actually. I'm going to discuss something. It's going to take 5 minutes, and then we're done. So here we go. Voila. So there's the base. This is the structure you have when you want to build kind of crazy advanced. So this is a 500 meter radius. You can only have one hive in a 500 meter radius. This is a 250 meter triangle. You can only have 1 silo in a 250 meter radius. So the triangle idea was based on the fact of a test I did earlier. Could one person with alts build 3 separate bases without the bases decaying to the point where they were blowing up before you could, get the whole idea completed? So the test results were really, really good. It was very easy to log into an alt, build an entire base. Mind you, the alt has to, if there is another base you built earlier, you got to go visit it and do some repairs on it because it's going to need it. But yeah, you could definitely build a triangular base, like a base complex. So I came up with this idea that I would measure off the distance between silos and include the radius. Now this is a singular hive defense strategy. And what this is, I'm on Amrish, and I'm not going to build it right now, but I've actually built this in Indar before, and I've built half of it myself on Esamir before getting discovered. It's a lot of a base, to keep under wraps. But and I'm pretty sneaky, but when you're building 3 bases, you got to be so sneaky, it's unbelievable sometimes. And anyway, so on Indar, I've actually pulled it off, where the triple bases were up, and we had a hive off the bases. Now, that's the secondary part of this whole thing is, where do you put the hive? Don't put the hive in the middle of your base unless you're sure that you and your buddies can stop any attempt to destroy it. Because one thing in particular that's useless is a base where a hive blows up in the middle of it, because that hive is going to decimate the base. And it's going to be really hard to recover the more stuff that it blows up. So what you do is you take the hive and put it at the extent of the silo's influence. So the silo control area, whatever you want to call it. The radius of the silo shows up when you go to put the hive down. So take the hive and go north. If this is the front, let's put the arrow on. If the front is coming up from the south, like the arrow shows, if I put the hive in the front, it becomes a sacrificial lamb. They blow it up, and usually they take off, because most people just want to get rid of the hive. What you do is you plop the hive down. That's strategy 1, which is kind of like the bait strategy for the hive. Now, there's another strategy, which is an aggressive strategy, which is to put the hive north, in this case, depending on where you're at, I'd change. To put the hive north, say, of base 3 here. And it's still pretty close, but they have to fly over base 3 or deal with base 3 to get to the hive. By the way, the bases are just numbered randomly. Don't worry. It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, or 3. Any one of them could be 2 or 3. So anyway, the base I would build if I was going to do defensively would be probably base 2 because it's somewhat defensible. I don't know if I could defend base 3 by myself if the hive's behind. They'll probably roll right into base 3 and start messing with it. And, I can defend my own base, but against, a galaxy full or a Valkyrie full, it gets a little bit much. Anyway, so you build 250 meters between, and why do you do that? Well, what's the point? Like, why not build 3 hives? Okay, well, if there's 3 of you and you build 3 hives, one's going to be in this valley, one's going to be here, and one's going to be over here. So I don't even know what the point of grouping up is, so you can chat, I guess. The other way to do it is to build one base, a super base, and 1 hive. And the Achilles heel of that base is going to be the silo. The silo, once it's gone, the base fails to fire back, and you lose a lot of your defensive capabilities as far as shielding, and the next thing you know, your hive's blown up, and when that hive blows up, if it takes out all the structures of the core of your super base, then you've basically just lost everything. Now, well, here's the trick. I've taken pictures of a lot of bases in the game that are incredible, like 8 sky shield, skywall generators, massive amounts of turrets. I've seen like 23 turrets before. Every one of those bases I've ever seen in the game has been annihilated because the hive was placed in the core of the base where everything was vital. Bad move. So the concept here would be to put the hive off base. What is the deal with the 250? So to sum up this video, because it's just a talking video, this is and I'm going to build this in my next video. I have a friend who's helping me. I need one more friend, actually. I don't have more than 2 friends, but I don't have a friend to help me with the building, because a lot of my friends that play, they're like, I don't want to build bases, that sucks. And I can understand something. Base building for some people is just freaking lame, but for me, it presents a tactical challenge. And what they'll do is they'll build a base for me in the next video, and I'll actually demonstrate the base. It'll be a lot easier to see. But for this video, the core to remember is 500 meters is your radius on your hive, 250 is your distance for your silos. So how do you measure your silo distance? Well, the way you measure your silo distance is stick yourself where you want to put your base. Go put yourself where you want to be, right? Then drop your waypoint marker there. That's where your base is. That's where you want it to be. Then go 250 meters in a direction where you see ideal terrain, and when you're 250 meters away, you can place another silo. When you're 200, then you go ahead and do 250 meters in another direction to create, hopefully, a triangle, which is the easiest to defend. Now, you can do a 2-base defense, and I've done that before. Those videos are pretty easy to do. I can do that sometime. That doesn't take any real effort. 2 bases is pretty simple. 3 bases is a challenge, but once the 3 bases are up, it's insane because they all interlocking fire. So if you've watched the video to this point, I don't know how long I've been chatting here, talking. Basically, this is the most important part of the video. 250 meters range between these 3 bases means that if you so much as fire a pistol at any of the structures, any of them, all 3 bases will come to life and it'll try to eliminate the enemy. It doesn't matter where the guy is these bases, when they're 250 meters apart, even though they have 3 separate silos, will act in coordinated interlocking fire automatically. I've posted a video of it, and I'll post another video of it actively working for you when I get a chance. But all of the bases will activate. That's the reason why 3 people building 3 separate silos at a 250 meter triangle tends to be overwhelming for anybody who gets near. I have taken out, I think my kill streak was dang near 31. So I have a screenshot. Actually, I'm going to go through my screenshots. I have a screenshot of my base taking out just people after people after people. And it really infuriates platoons when you take out so much of them. Eventually, yeah, the base is going to fall. But you know what's funny? And then I'm going to wrap up the video right now. What's funny about that, Hive being away and the base being super difficult to blow up, is what happens is people say, you know what? Screw this. Just get the Hive and let's get out of here. That's fine. Perfectly fine. Blow the Hive. Remember, you didn't put the Hive in the middle of your core of your base. So you can actually have your Hive blow up, since it might be right around in here. And let me go ahead and say, let's just say the Hive is literally right here. Okay, so there's my Hive. Well, if I can blow that Hive up and stop taking dozens of casualties, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to fly away. Then one of these guys, all they have to do is put another hive down. So anyway, that's the concept. And then the last part of this is if you flip this around and your front, say you got land vehicles. Okay, so this is an air triangle. I should probably have mentioned that. From the south, this just eats up air because air is not anticipating the other two bases. The air power flies over thinking this should be easy, but then these two bases come online the minute the front base takes damage, and the air is just instantly annihilated. The damage is too much. And the separation of the turrets is very difficult to get a lock on. You literally find the vehicles trying to spin around in circles to shoot all the stuff shooting at them. That's what you want. Totally crazy, coordinated, interlocking fire from all angles. That's the best way to really nail people trying to get your hive. Okay, so let's do, it's land, right? So we got land now, and the land's coming from the south. I got three-pronged attack coming in, right? All these guys. Flip the triangle around then. If you think you're going to get land assault, don't build the triangle this way. Build the triangle and flip it. So let's undo those three triangles, those arrows. Now, let's say it's coming from the north. My land, just to make it clear, the land attack's coming from the north. Then your northern front, if it's land-based combat, needs to be a funnel. It has to be a funnel. And it's going to be difficult to defend because you have a two-point front. Now, there is obviously a way to do the triangle as a tip of the spear. That's not you can do that too. But the problem is it's very difficult, and you have to have really good flanking fire and an area of denial set up to do a point attack. This defense here, what happens is the hive is the triangle, the little triangle in the middle, right? So the hive is this guy. And they come down trying to get the hive, and as soon as they shoot, the first person shoots at the hive, all bases will attack. So where do you put your turrets in this situation? Well, it's pretty obvious to me. All the anti-air is going to go on the outside flank if you have a wall between you, and then your area of denial, mines, and C4 combo. Remember, you put mines with C4 sometimes. Don't do 5 mines in a row. Do 1 C4 and 1 mine. Another C4 and another mine. Then do 3 mines behind those C4 and mine combos. That usually does much more damage. You're going to find people with anti-mine capability that are going to go right through your mines, and they're not going to have a problem. But if you combine C4 with it, it adds multiplier. And you get an extra bonus, by the way. You get a special explosives bonus for combination. So that's your AOD that's your area of denial on the side, and then here's your funnel. They activate the funnel interlocking fire the moment they hit that. Now you're going to get people that are going to come in and do stalker activities. I'm not going to break down defending individual bases in this video. I do have a very effective countermeasures for stalkers and light assaults, Valkyries, all that. That's very easy to defend, but it's very particular, and you have to place the structures in a particular angle to get that ultimate defense from people doing that kind of crap, like what's happening down here. These guys are getting constantly harassed, but the base is very easy to infiltrate. There's a lot of blind spots for the defenders, so that's what's happening there. The hive should have been built a little bit off the site so these new players could have had time to build their structures up. If the hive got blown up, no big deal. You just go ahead and plop another hive down. Okay, so rather than kick a dead horse, I think that sums it up. Remember, if you have any issues or questions, feel free to post them in the comments. I don't do this channel for money or subscribers, but I do appreciate subscribers. Just so you know, though, this is a fan site. I do this for fun. Not really ever going to allow ads on this site. I just can't stand monetization stuff, because then I got 30-second ads on my stuff, and I don't have patience for that crap. Appreciate you watching. This was a one-take video, so it may not be that smooth, and appreciate your time watching it anyway, man. Have a good one, and hopefully these strategies will be useful for you and your friends. All right, take care.